Hello, welcome to Steve TV and Pride TV. Tonight we're filming at What a Drag, the exhibition upstairs at Chapel Off Chapel, and of course later on there is a drag show, so we're hoping to bring you part to that as well. This exhibition is very special. It's put together by Rhubarb Rouge, that's right. And we're just going to take a little wander around, have a little chat. Diana West, who is my co-presenter, and of course Steve, who's behind the camera, in front of the camera now, will also be chatting about this exhibition. So come along with us and enjoy What a Drag. Lucas and Rita the Cock Eater. Doug has been around for so many years. Now I believe that years ago Doug actually used to do drag shows when it was all very illegal. From his balcony, it was either in Carlton or Canning Street, and when the police would come, of course everybody would run inside, and the audience was actually sitting on the median strip watching these shows. So that's how illegal, drag was, being gay was, homosexuality. Of course, I think people would know that if you were caught, you'd be locked up. So we've changed. We've come an awful long way, basically. But there's Doug, and of course that's Miss Candy.
Ron? Hi, Ron.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
having a little pick of his nose there.
Now this here is from the 1960s when Lottie ran nights at the Ormond Hall.
Is this your era, Diana? For the people out there that don't know you, were you around in the 60s? You must have been about 4 or something.
I was only about 3 or
Yeah.
4 years old at the time, yeah. And of course it was illegal in those days, and they would hold them as private parties. Yeah. And as you can see, there's some brilliant pictures there from those days.
Absolutely. Look, but the thing is, I mean, they all seem to be having, a good time.
Yeah,
And you can't help but wonder, where are they now? I mean, look at these people and the risk that they're taking. Let's not forget that as well.
Yes.
And here's an article here. I mean, have a look at this. Will my son be homosexual? A search for answers to the question that nags at the minds of so many parents. And I bet it did. And there's down the bottom here, there's 3 unhappy men. So I would say that's the truth. No, the Daily Mirror. Wednesday, April the 14th, 1968.
Oh, I remember it well.
68.
68, I think.
I was only 4 years old.
Is it 63?
No, it's 63.
Oh, 63.
So 1963.
And of course now
Wow.
Lottie passed on from
Look at that
Kenya, unfortunately, only a couple of years ago. I think it's 7 years ago now.
But when you look at the costumes too, Diamond, there's not a lot of difference as to what a lot of showgirls are wearing now.
Yeah, true.
And this is the 60s.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And this one here, this is quite amazing. It looks like it's really from the Jean-Paul Gaultier exhibition.
I love all of these costumes. Look at
This is
them.
made of ties.
Yeah, they're amazing.
We won't touch it. This is actually made of ties.
Ties,
So
yeah.
someone's done a bit of a Tonya Tolman on that one.
Wow.
Made the costume out of ties. And this one here, Rita.
I was going to say, I've seen Rita with hair like that.
Yeah, this is incredibly special.
Look at that, that's beautiful.
It is, it's gorgeous, isn't it? It's all bugle beaded. Is that bugle bead?
Costume
Oh,
designed and worn by
sequins.
Jessica James.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous. My God, there are so many familiar faces here. Look at this wall.
Barbara Quicksand and Kerry Legore in the
Kerry
background
Legore,
there.
yeah. Because Kerry Legore did Legore's Backyard, Troll Dolls,
Pigs in wigs.
Pigs in Wigs, I don't know,
Lipsticks.
Lipsticks.
Yeah.
Legore's one of our greatest sort of iconic comedians.
And Miss Jane.
I was just about to say
You
Miss
had
James.
Bar.
James
You
Barr,
had,
yes.
The Dome.
I saw Claude the other night. He's still kicking and looking rather good. Look at young Rita there. Oh,
Rita,
bless. And there's Paris. Paris and Rita. They've been sisters for a long, long
She
time.
looks a little bit Dusty Springfield here.
Yes, she does. Very much so.
With her old lips.
Her old lips, yeah. And she got into her new lips.
Yes.
We can actually follow Rita's career by her lips, I think.
Yes. Oh, how lovely.
It's about the 70s. Olivia's, originally Sammy Lee Lay Girls in Melbourne was at the Ritz, and then they moved on to Olivia's later on. In 1969 they first came to Melbourne, and then they were run out of town. They were told that their type wasn't welcome and they had to leave.
Who ran them out of town? The police?
The police, yeah, they were asked to leave.
Oh, we've come a long way, haven't we? The Ritz Hotel, Sammy Lee's showroom, the 70s. And this would have been about the time that I was coming out, like the 70s.
Weren't they at Bojangles as well?
Well, Bojangles was called Hilliers before it was called...
Is that to do with Jan Hillier?
Yes, Jan Hillier did have it.
Oh, wow. See, I'm only a baby poof. I was a baby poof then. I was only a twinkle in... I was what made me... I was at school.
Some of these pictures are actually from the 80s, like Laura and Paula here.
Oh, look at Terry Tinsel
And that's
as
from
Dorothy.
the Guardian, that show.
Wow.
And of course Trish there.
Now, I was lighting dyke at Trish's for some time.
Lighting dyke?
Lighting dyke. I used to do the lights at Trish's. And the whole thing was, it was switches that you'd use on a lighting switch for a room. So as I was doing the lights, you could always hear the clicking of the switches in the background of me doing the lights. But there's Trish. Trish died, I think, probably about 10 years ago or so. And sadly missed because her coffee lounge is renowned. You never ever drank the coffee there, of course. And if you had something to eat beforehand, it was always wise to do so because, you ended up with food poisoning.
We have the wonderful Stan Monro here.
Oh, sorry.
They can tell us about...
Where was the food poisoning one? At Trish's. You never drank the coffee because you never cleaned out that espresso machine. Oh,
Actually,
Come over here in the light where we can capture your beauty in the lights.
well, I'm 74 years of age.
You're doing very well.
I opened the show in 1970 at the Ritz Hotel. I flew down from Sydney because I was in Sydney Lay Girls, and I came down and I was star and compere for 8 years. And we were 4 years at the Ritz Hotel, and then we were up in the upper Esplanade next to the old, where it was then, skating rink.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
St. Ritz.
So that information there is on.
Really? St. Ritz, yes.
And I've got, well, on my face, you should get on my Facebook.
Yes.
Stan Monro Davies.
I have been on your Facebook. We're friends on Facebook.
I'm going to have to friend you as
I
well.
haven't been there for a while because I have been...
You'll get a friend request from me after this.
Stan Monro Davies.
No worries. I've got it on film. I'll be watching the film and
Stan Monro Davies, get on my Facebook.
Monro spelled O-E.
No, M-U-N-R-O, and you'll see hundreds of photos.
Well, there you
Because I
go.
put them up all the time.
You'll probably get lots of people requesting Facebook
Well,
requests after this.
I gave them a big photo of Sir Robert Helpin and I out on an evening together.
Oh,
Me and
wow.
Bragg.
Yeah.
Where is it?
And these are important parts of our
Yes,
history.
you know.
Absolutely, because Sir Robert Howard...
I've got a photo taken with Daniel LaRue.
Anything up there. But they're on your Facebook page, we're hoping.
Oh, yeah.
Copies, fantastic.
Where are you from?
Me, I'm originally from Adelaide.
All right.
I came into Melbourne
You know, the last time
30 years ago.
Last time I worked in Adelaide was after I'd left Lay Girls, and I worked in a strip club. I did my
Crazy Horse.
Yes.
Is that with Josephine? The one that Josephine ran?
Madam Josephine ran that.
Madam Josephine. I know
But
Josephine.
she's got now. She wasn't there then. But Madam Josephine, I'll tell you about
That was before
her.
Adelaide blew up all of their gay
Apart
bars.
from all my gags.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Madam Josephine and I toured Les Coquettes
Les
around
Coquettes, yeah, that's
Western
right.
Australia, and they promised us an air-conditioned bus. Hello. It was a reconditioned school bus.
Oh, no.
And we went up as far as Darwin, and then we went over to Marble Bar. Maybe you know how hot that was.
This is before Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I
Oh
presume.
yeah, oh yeah. This was in.
It was a couple of weeks
This
ago.
was 1980.
Prisoner was still on air.
But Stan, you must look back on these days.
Well, see,
and
the
think,
thing
you know,
is,
the changes.
as she'll tell you, I've never worked the gay clubs. Have I?
No,
I've always done the RSLs
Yeah,
or the straight club because that's where the money
Yeah,
is.
of course.
You know, if you do a gay club, you're lucky to get $50 and, for one spot or eating lamb.
Yeah.
Back in the day, $20 if you're
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
And if you worked at Trish's, apparently you got a share of the door taking.
Yes, that's true.
Because I know a friend of mine from years ago, and she said, well, Trish divvied out all the money one night, and we all had $1.85.
Yeah. That's true. It was like that.
was true.
Yeah, but you must sort of look back on these days with fondness.
Oh, yes, I do,
Yeah.
but I worked a lot overseas. 2 years ago I was working.
I've always said that you should have got the recognition here in Australia for being Australia's Danny Monro.
Well, I never did, but I worked so many places. I don't look for recognition. All at the end of the week, I just like a little bit of gelt in my handbag. Gelt being Jewish for money.
Yes.
I like a bit of money in my handbag and butter on my bread.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, it's food, clothing, shelter.
Of course.
Break it down. Yeah. So what do you think of the times now?
Well, I don't mix down here. I live in Northern. I've got a house in Northern New South, right near Byron Bay.
Oh, okay.
Near the rainforest. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
And I worked hard to get that place.
But
Some
you
of the
think that-
places I've worked, I've worked in pubs and dressed in men's toilets and you know the story.
Yeah, when you're on the road.
Beautiful.
But it was a much harder time back in the 60s too because of the law and
The law, exactly.
Did you ever get arrested?
No, but I have been caught in very funny positions and bashed by a few policemen in my time. Yeah.
My goodness.
Most of the time I paid my way out, give them $10 and they left you alone. That went on a lot.
I bet.
It did.
I don't think people today realise how
The young queens don't realise how well they've got it.
Yeah, how easy they have it.
and people like Stan really paved the way for so many.
For all of our liberties that we have. Thank you very much for paving the way. Can I just thank you on behalf of all of us for doing your bit?
Oh, that's lovely of you.
Well, if it wasn't for you,
I've just
we
come
wouldn't be
down-
having this exhibition out in the open here,
I've just come down.
waving
for
our
this.
flags down the street.
I've come down for this. They didn't bring me down. I paid my own airfare
Oh dear.
and accommodation. I'm not being a bullshit artist, but I can afford it. But still,
But still, it'd be nice to.
they could have.
It means
it's a camera.
it's a little bit of acknowledgement.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, I don't mind. I'm here and I'm catching up with a lot of old friends. And they give me 5 minutes on the mic. I'm doing a live number tonight, and I'll just do a few bit of patter beforehand.
Well, that's normally what you did. You've always done that.
Yeah, exactly. But in my cabaret show, I do 2 1-hour spots. And I usually have a piano player working with me,
Yeah.
I haven't got Dame Jones' voice, but I get away with it by just colour and movement.
Yeah.
For the mentally challenged.
Oh, darling, get out of here. Get out of
And
here.
that's what it is. It's a colour and movement.
Colour and movement.
At the end of that, and make it big.
Yeah.
Make it big.
And there's so
Get a
few of
shot
us.
of you and I.
There's so few of us that sing live.
Yeah.
So
We do, don't we?
Yeah. So,
Where
so
do you work?
we're one of the few. Well, I was singing with an opera band.
Really?
Victoria State.
And do you do an act?
Not any longer. I've stopped.
We could have doubled up.
Yeah, it would have been wonderful.
Well, it's not too late, girls.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters and pals.
I don't know this song
Oh, sorry,
much.
sweet, but
That was fabulous. Well, thank you so much for your insights.
yeah, well, we should work together sometime. And we haven't.
Get on my. Are you sure you're on my Facebook?
Well, it was a while back. I'll get back on it again.
Yeah. Well, don't forget.